Greetings, man. So earlier you spoke about the importance of knowing the languages, right? And the Alto being the primary language. So can you speak a little bit on what the terms that many people know in terms of Olmec, Toltec, Mayan, and Aztec? Can you tell what they actually mean in the language?
Okay, that's a good point, and I'll end with that. Appreciate it. Very good point. As you can tell, there's so much to this. There's just so much to this. I'm still overwhelmed by it, you know. And I'll let you get into it. But it's very important. So in our website, we have a website. Hopefully, you guys take down our website because every day we got a clock on there, okay? And it's moving in 18-minute segments, you know. So there's something I think that's super important because it tells you more importantly that there's times for everything under heaven. I didn't make that up, you know. But there's a time and a purpose for everything, you know, and they knew that too. So they took advantage of time without abusing time, but it's very important. But to begin with, okay, when we go back to old times, they call it Olmec, okay? So the Olmec, it comes from two words. One word is only in the same, I was showing you earlier, only movement, it means movement. And the other word, mec, is, they put an E on it and they can mecate, it's a rope, something to tie with. So Olmec, or those who began tying the movement of time, okay? And they began tying it, and with rope, with strings, and knots. Where the ropes and knots, they were able to make their circles, their squares, everything you can imagine came out of those little knots, you know? Those Olmec, okay? So they measured time. And I believe what's happening all over the world. I believe every culture, every nation was measuring time somehow, marking them down some way, you know? The way they did over here was with the rope and strings. In fact, the people from the South, they still use that. They call them quipus. So they have all their prayers in those strings and those ropes. They're very important. After that comes the time that we call Toltec, the time of Toltec. So Toltec is like, I mentioned earlier, Olmec, Toltec, Zapotec, Mixtec, Aztec, they're not really nationalities. They're not people who live in a particular place only. They're more than anything a space of time. The time of Olmec, okay? The time of Toltec. So Toltec, they became the builders. Using those measurements from the grandfathers, they became the builders. They created, they invented. They were powerful people. Not perfect, but precise. So they came to precision, okay? And that's why to be Toltec meant not to settle for second best, okay? In other words, we're gonna go with the best we can, like we're gonna do here in this room, you know? We're not gonna settle for second best, you know? Okay, that's what Toltec means, you know? Okay? And then after that comes the time that we call it the time of the Maya, or the Maya. Okay. And same thing there. It's not just one group of Maya. There's 20, 30, 40 different peoples that fall under the Maya, you know. But that means a place of measurement. So their mission was the measurement, to measure. And that's why their mission was to go to the beginning of time that we're in this period that they call the 26,000 years precession of the equinoxes. And find when it began again. And they measured precisely. So December 21st, 2012, that's what that was about. It had nothing to do with calendars, Aztec or Mayan, nothing like that. It has to do with the Earth being in a particular place of time, okay? And it began a new cycle, okay? After that, we come to the term Aztec, okay? Our grandfather was not Aztec, okay? They became Aztec, okay? And people don't understand that part, but they were not Aztec. They became Aztec, okay? So what does Aztec mean? It comes from two words. One is Aztli, A-Z-T-L-I, it means an instrument to harmonize. And the other one is Teca, it means a person. So what is an Aztec? An Aztec is a person who becomes an instrument of harmony. That's what Aztec is. But they couldn't become Aztec. They could not become Aztec until they had been through the Maya, until they'd been through Toltec, until they'd been through Olmec. Okay? Because you cannot be here until you come through those steps first. Okay? And that's the way that it is.